On my banger, we live. I got 10 Maybachs outside. On my banger, we live. I got 10 Maybachs outside. Just waiting on my audience. Once I get an audience, I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying? I'll start. On my banger, we live. I got 10 Maybachs outside. You know, it's Wellness Wednesday, people. Wellness Wednesday. Tap in, tap in. As soon as I get enough viewers, I'm gonna go live. I'll start as soon as I get enough viewers. Looking for a little live audience. You know, we thrive off of our live audience here at 99Vision. So I'm just waiting on it to fill up a little bit. Then we can get started. Thank y'all for joining in if you're joining in. And I want this to be an active type of situation here, you know. We can talk through this. How y'all doing today? I'm your host, Blue Strip Wit. This is 99Vision. I'm Dr. Phil of the Street, Steve Harvey of the Hood. And today is our Wellness Wednesday segment. What I want to do is bring light to situations that we usually frown upon in our culture. It's not really always cool to talk about mental health. It's not always cool to talk about things to do with your mind. And right now I want to talk about something that's been going through my mind heavily. And I know that a lot of people in my timeline have been dealing with a lot of mental abuse. Okay? I want to go over how to recognize signs of mental abuse and emotional abuse. So that's what we're going to go over today. And this is medically reviewed by Timothy J. Legg, PhD, and written by Ann Petrangelo. Ann Petrangelo from Healthline. So, you know, I'm crediting my sources. Don't want to get smacked for plagiarism, all that good stuff. But I got a really good segment for y'all today. Basically, an overview of this is you probably know many of the more obvious signs of mental and emotional abuse. But when you're in the midst of it, it can be easy to miss. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the midst of it, it can be easy to miss the persistent undercurrent of abusive behavior. Psychological abuse involves a person's attempts to frighten, control, or isolate you. It's in the abuser's words and actions as well as their persistence in these behaviors. The abuser could be your spouse or other romantic partner. They could be your business partner, parent, or caretaker. No matter who it is, you don't deserve it, and it's not your fault. You know? So basically, when somebody's talking down to you, things of that nature, trying to humiliate you, negate things you're saying, when people try to criticize you, those are all forms of mental abuse. And here are some tactics that are meant to undermine your self-esteem. This abuse is harsh and unrelenting in matters big or small. You know, some examples of this could be name calling. People blatantly call you stupid or loser, or just say you lame as hell. Things of that nature, like, boy, you about whack as a bitch. Just all the time, just negative things like that. Derogatory pet names. Like, you know, my chubby little pumpkin, or, you know, just things that making fun of your weight. Or, you know, some people like to be called Fat Dave. But does Fat Dave like being called Fat Dave? Some people make up a name for somebody and it's not really cool. Is Fat Dave okay being called Fat Dave? That's what we need to start asking ourselves. Character assassination. People try to assassinate your character. This usually involves the word always, like you're always late, or you're always wrong, or you're always screwing up. I mean, anybody that is trying to say always and don't try to give you no benefit of the doubt ever, that's a sign of mental abuse right there. Someone that cannot control their tone of voice. If you're yelling, screaming, or swearing to intimidate people and make them feel small and very insignificant, that's a way of mental abuse as well. When you're patronizing people, those who patronize people like, oh, sweetie, or oh, honey, I know you tried, but this is beyond your understanding. Things of that nature, trying to insult someone's intelligence. That's not a good sign, and signs of mental abuse as well. Thank y'all for just tapping in. If y'all just tapping in, Fabia, Jamel, I appreciate you. It's always love. It's love always and forever. Push for greatness. Everybody behind you. I appreciate you, Mel. What we doing right now is Wellness Wednesday. I just want to tap into people's mental health, making sure everybody know what to be on the lookout for when it comes to mental abuse and things of that nature. I don't want people getting bullied and getting tricked out of their position to drinking or doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, getting into fights unnecessarily because you can't control your emotions, because it's people that's actually picking on you and want you to lose. So yeah, thank y'all for tapping in, man. I'm Dr. Phil of the street, Steve Harvey of the hood, and I just got to live up to that moniker. So if anybody tries to publicly embarrass you, they'll probably pick fights with you, expose your secrets, or make fun of your shortcomings in public. Anybody that's going to do you bad in public or trying to put you on blast in front of everybody, trying to put you on Front Street, those are people that have signs of mental abuse, and you should not deal with them. Dismissiveness. You tell someone that you tell someone about something that's important to you, and they act like it's nothing. Like their body language is eye rolling or smirking, like this guy. Like, who the fuck cares what this guy's talking about? Somebody that try to shoo you along, or, you know, head shaking or sighing to convey the same message. Like, if you tell somebody, I got the job today, and they're like, you got the job today? Or you're trying to just downplay you, sarcasm, any type of stuff like that, you know, it's not good signs of where your mental health is. Mental abuse, you're in a mental abusive situation, get out of it as quickly as possible. That's all I can tell y'all for the most part. There's nothing wrong with joking, but when the jokes might have a grain of truth in them, from complete fabrication, either way, they try to make you look foolish. You get what I'm saying? Somebody's trying to joke on you and just crack jokes on you all the time and never give you a break, never let up. They don't sprinkle in no, uplifting in them jokes. Then, man, why would somebody want to be around somebody that tear them down all the time? Why would somebody be around somebody that just crack jokes on them all the time? Like, dang, I know I'm ugly, nigga, but damn, give me a break. Don't my outfit look good today or something? Can I do something right? So that's where we are with the joking. Sarcasm, this is often just a dig in disguise. So you're digging in a disguise. When you object to that, they claim to have been just teasing you, telling you take things too seriously. So when people are being sarcastic and then you try to check them on it, then they be like, dog, I was just playing, dog. You take everything too serious. But for real, you just trying to see what the underlining of the joke is. Is there something that we actually need to address? And there's nothing wrong with feeling this way, but it's just not okay to act on it. You need to talk it out and not shut people out. You need to talk your feelings out. Insults of your appearance. So people insult your appearance, tell you your outfit ugly, you look like a clown right before you go out. They're trying to make you feel some type of way, you know? All right, another way, another sign that someone is mentally abusing you, they belittle your accomplishments. Belittling of your accomplishments, as far as your abuser might tell you that your achievements mean nothing, or they may even claim responsibility for your success. Like, you wouldn't even have been in that situation if I wouldn't have did this or that for you, or you wouldn't even have been able to graduate if I ain't buy your books, or if I ain't do something. Whatever this, that, or the third happens, when people try to belittle your accomplishments and try to say how it wouldn't be able to happen without them, red flag. Okay. People that put down your interest. They might tell you that your hobby is childish, waste of time, or you're out of your league when you play sports. Really is that they'd rather you not participate in those activities without them. So they'd be like, dog, you trash, dog. You going out there every week to go get roasted, dog. Why don't you just sit on the couch with me and be fat? You know, things of that nature. People try to put you down. People try to put you down when you active or working out or anything that you're trying to do positive. When people put down your interest, red flag. Last but certainly not least, another sign of people trying to mentally abuse you is people that know how to push your buttons. Once your abuser knows about something that annoys you, they'll bring it up every chance they get. If you've ever been in an abusive relationship, you know, once people know how to push your buttons, they're going to push them until you really just get away from them for the most part. And if y'all just now joining in, thank y'all. I'm your host, Blue Strip Wit. This is another episode of Wellness Wednesday, 99Vision. Dr. Phil of the Streets, Steve Harvey of the Hood. And this is Wellness Wednesday, man. I just want to get everybody to tap into mental abuse and where they are, because you could be an abuser and don't even know, or you could be getting abused and you don't even know it. But let's just try to stay away from mentally abusing people, man, because it's not healthy. All right? So control and shame. People try to control and shame you in order to mentally abuse you. And that's very key. That's major key. Trying to make you feel ashamed of your inadequacies is just another path to power. Tools of shame and control. The tools of the shame and the control game include threats. Okay? That's a big thing. Anybody that's going to threaten you and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, telling you they'll take the kids and disappear, saying, there's no telling what I'll do. Anybody that's like, you better not do that because it ain't no telling what I'll do. Just different situations like that when people trying to just put things out there and give you ultimatums or threaten you with certain things or just putting things out there open-ended, that's definitely a red flag. Controlling and shaming, those threats is not going to work. Monitoring your whereabouts. Anybody that's monitoring your whereabouts, you better have your location on or things of that nature. They want to know where you are at all times and insist that you respond to calls and texts immediately. They might even show up to where you are or where you say you're supposed to be just to check up and see if that you're telling the truth. Anybody monitoring your whereabouts like that, that's definitely a red flag of mental abuse. You shouldn't have to keep your location on or keep your phone unlocked or you should be able to, whatever your personal belongings is or whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, you should be able to do that without being controlled. Simple and plain. Digital spying, another red flag. Digital spying. They might check your internet history, your emails, texts, your call logs, and they might even demand your passwords. Red flag. Anybody demanding your passwords, definite red flag. Anybody doing some digital spying, definitely a red flag. You on point today, 100. Thank you, Raven. You already know it's always love, sis. I'm just trying to give out that knowledge to where people don't have to be mentally abused. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to feel this way. It's just not okay to act on it in violence, things of that nature. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is seek help, talk about it, get out the situation. Okay? Another thing is unilateral decision making. What's good, Montel? What's good, Tigo? Thank you for checking in. Unilateral decision making is they might close a joint bank account, cancel your doctor's appointments, or speak with your boss without you asking them to. Basically, unilateral means it's a one-way street. They're not making no discussion with you. They're not telling you what they're doing with your life before they're doing it. They're just making plays without you even knowing they're making plays with your life. Jaisha Haynes, thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. Anybody that's just joining in, how y'all doing? Again, this is 99Vision. It's Wellness Wednesday, and right now we're speaking about mental abuse. Anybody that, also another red flag, anybody that wants financial control. They might keep bank accounts in their name only to make you ask for money. You might be expected to account for every penny you spend. So they count every dollar that come in, every dollar that come out. You gotta ask them, hey, can I get some of that money I made last week so I can go out with the fellas? Or can I get some of that money I made last week so I can go out with the girls? Or yeah, anybody that's controlling your pockets or seeing where you come and go and things of that nature as far as financially, big red flag, man. Big red flag. They want to control how you spend your money. These are forms of mental abuse. Most definitely forms of mental abuse. Lecturing. Belaboring your heirs with long monologues makes it clear they think you're beneath them. So anytime you mess up, when everybody try to sit you down and lecture you with the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. Whenever you're hearing this wah, 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 it's not for no reason, man. You're hearing this because you're not supposed to be hearing it, man. Like, you know what you did wrong. There's no need to beat somebody over the head with it. All you got to do is tell me once. If I really do want to get my stuff together, I'm going to get it together. Otherwise, I just didn't want to get it together. These people that lecture you and try to beat it over your head and just try to keep hitting you with your airs, you're messing up here, you're messing up there, just trying to keep you on that tight, straight line. They're just trying to have mind control over you. And sometimes that's not very healthy. It's never very healthy. Not just sometimes. That's never healthy. Okay, they direct orders. That's another red flag. People that direct orders from, hey, get my dinner on the table now, or stop taking that pill. Orders are expected to be followed despite your plans to the contrary. Anybody that's giving you orders like, go fetch my cup out the cupboard, or give me some ice water right now, or hurry up and go down the street and get my medication. Demands, direct orders is always a red flag, man. You have to be polite, man, and ask people, give people an option. Don't make them feel like they don't have a choice. Make people feel like they can say no, even if you feel like they can't say no. Outbursts, another red flag. Outbursts. You were told to cancel that outing with your friend or put the car in the garage, but didn't. So now you have to put up with the red face tirade about how uncooperative you are. Anybody that's going to have uncontrollable outbursts, whether it be rage, somebody can have an uncontrollable outburst of rage, or they can have uncontrollable outbursts in sadness. Anybody that just try to get super sad when you super happy, or super mad when you in a super good mood. Whenever somebody try to change the tempo of how you thinking, or have these outbursts because you want a different vibe, that's mind control. Red flag. People treating you like a child. Another red flag. They tell you what to wear, tell you how much to eat, tell you which friends you can hang with. Big red flag. Cannot mess with anybody treating you like a child. That's another form of mental abuse. Okay? Unpredictability. Another red flag. What I mean by that is they'll explode out of rage out of nowhere and then suddenly shower you with affection, or become dark and moody at the drop of a dime. Just keep you walking on eggshells at all times. Anybody that keep you walking on eggshells at all times, you don't know which version that you're going to get of them from day to day. They're doing that on purpose. They're doing that to keep you on your toes so they can have control of how you feel. They know that your emotions are affected by their emotions, so they're going to take you on this roller coaster so they can control your emotions at all times. Be on the lookout for that. Anybody that's unpredictable, you don't know what you're going to get from day to day. See, me, for the most part, I try to be myself every day. Every day I try to be myself for the most part. Yes, we have our good and our bad days, but for the most part, I'm bringing positive energy to you. If somebody doesn't bring a constant positive vibe to you, then it's time to, look at other options or look at it being around different people or more positive people. Another red flag, they walk out. Another red flag is they walk out. In social situations, stomping out the room, leaving you holding the bags at home. At home, it's a tool to keep the problem unresolved. So anybody that's not trying to resolve the problem or get to a better place, if you like to go to sleep mad at night and things of that nature, the people that's walking out and not trying to leave on a good note, those are the people that are being mentally abusive, man, and just want to have that hold over you or that dark cloud over you so they can be like, they could just use this to for the next time that y'all meet up and still say, well, yeah, we just did it such and such, such and such, but you thought we got past that. I thought we got past that already. But no, they're still holding on to that grudge. So they walk out so y'all can't resolve it. And the people that want unresolved issues are the people that are usually mental abusers. Also, another red flag is using others. Abusers may tell you that everybody thinks you're crazy or they all say you're wrong. Anybody that say everybody and they all and can't give you specific people, and be like, man, everybody be saying you ain't about shit, or everybody told me about you and I should have listened. Anybody that's saying that everybody or they all think this about you, or they all da-da-da. Anybody that's giving you that everybody and all talk, red flag, get the fuck out. Because everybody and all do not feel that way about you. They're just using their feelings and want to put everybody and all in it. And that is not the case. That is a red flag. Get out. Do not mess with those type of people. Most definitely. Another thing that people do that are mentally abusers, they accuse, they blame, and they deny. They accuse, they blame, and they deny. This behavior comes from abusers' insecurities. They want to create a hierarchy in which they're at the top and you're at the bottom. So, I mean, it's quite simple. If y'all just now tuning in, thank y'all. My name is Blue Strip Wit. This is a Wellness Wednesday segment. And right now we're talking about mental abuse. Dr. Phil of the Street, Steve Harvey of the Hood. And I just really want y'all to tap into mental abuse, man. Because it's going on. It's a lot going on out here, and people don't even know that they're getting mentally abused. And I just want to bring attention to it. If you suffer from this, get out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, I used to hear that all the time. Swear to God, that everybody should. Hey, I'm telling you, everybody say this about you or all the. If they saying that to you all the time, that's them putting everybody in all people's thoughts and trying to make it seem like it's everybody, but it's them thinking for everybody. And you can't think for everybody, and everybody did not tell you that. And probably one or two people told you, if anybody. You might be making it all up, and that's a big mental abuser, the people that make up everything, and just, we about to tap into that too. So yeah, accusing, blaming, and denial. All right, here are some examples. Jealousy. They accuse you of flirting or cheating on them. Anybody that is super jealous, that is a red flag. Some people say it's good to be jealous. I do not agree with that at all. People that are jealous, that is a red flag. If they accuse you of cheating all the time, they accuse you of flirting, you can't look at nobody, can't talk to nobody, get out. You might be in a very abusive relationship, and it might not even be physical. You know, people should be able to be with their significant other. Their significant other should be able to talk to the opposite sex without feeling like there's anything going on. We're all human. If you can't trust me, then what the hell is you doing that you can't trust me? You feel me? Why can't I talk to nobody? And if I can talk to somebody, why can't you talk to nobody? You get what I'm saying? This control stuff got to stop, y'all. And we are all people, and we deserve to engage with each other. Okay, turning the tables. That's another red flag. Turning the tables. They say because they're rage and control issues by being such a pain. So basically, they turning the tables, basically saying you caused their rage. You feel me? That's turning the tables. You caused their rage by being such a pain to them. If you wasn't such a pain in the ass, then they wouldn't be acting like this. I wouldn't be so. That's like Ike, when Ike used to smack Tina and be like, bitch, look what you done made me do. See? If your ass just went in there and sang like I told you to sing, and this shit wouldn't, I wouldn't have to do that. Don't get your ass Iked. Don't get the tables turned on you. You feel me? When people always turning the tables on you, they done smacked you in your face and says, look what you made me do. You know what I'm saying? Or they done said some real disrespectful shit. See, look, I ain't even, you made me say that shit. Nah, don't nobody got control over you but you, buddy. You know? Y'all tap into that. Another red flag. Denying something you know is true. Okay? An abuser will deny that an argument or even an agreement took place. This is called gaslighting. It's meant to make you question your own memory and sanity. So basically what that means is, all right, so y'all could have had an argument or agreement with this person, but the person just totally forgets it, got total amnesia, don't acknowledge it at all. Like, you remember, you pulled them to the side, y'all had this talk, whatever talk y'all needed to have to get past it or to get you to a better point. But the person that you had this talk with don't remember it at all. Don't know nothing that you're talking about. Cannot remember to say their life. But you know it was a distinct conversation that you and that person had. But they do not remember, no matter how hard you try to get them to remember. Those people that don't remember those conversations that were so important to you and not important to them, red flag, man. Red flag. It's called gaslighting. And gaslighting you should not do. Gaslighting you should not do, man. It's very sad. It's a very sad situation, man. How can you forget something, a conversation that was so important to me, but it's so insignificant to you? How funny. No, you remember. It's just you don't want to remember, and you just acting like you remember. You capping like you don't remember so you can keep doing the little fuck shit that you be doing. But we're on to you guys. Okay, using guilt. They might say something like, you owe me this one after all I've done for you, in an attempt to get their way. Anybody that's keeping score about what they've done for you and keeping a tally, real friends and real family and real people that's supposed to be in your life, they don't keep score of things that they do for you. They're not going to hold these things over your head so that they can get something in return. These people do these things out of love and because they care that you're in a bad situation. Anybody that's holding these things over your head or using them to guilt trip you and to doing something for them, it's not the business. Well, we ain't having it. All right? People that blame you for their problems. Another red flag. People that blame you for their problem. Whatever's wrong in their life is all your fault. You're not supportive enough. You didn't do enough, or you stuck their nose, or you stuck your nose where it didn't belong. So basically, they're blaming you for everything, whether it went right or went wrong. It was your fault that it went wrong. God damn it! Even if it went right, it still could have went wrong, and it's your fault because it could have went wrong. These people playing with your emotions like that do not love you. Please get help. Things of that nature. Seek help. If y'all just now tuning in, how y'all doing? I'm Blue Strip Wit. This is Wellness Wednesday, and we're talking about mental abuse today. Dr. Phil of the Street, Steve Harvey of the Hood. And I'm just shining light on things that we don't really talk about in our culture. And right now is mental abuse. Another red flag is destroying and denying. They might crack your cell phone, or they might lose your car keys, or they might break your window to your car, or they might key your car, or they might bleach your clothes, or they might destroy something of yours, or they might do something, sabotage something, fuck something up. If somebody fucks something up of yours and you know it won't fucked up when you look there and now it's fucked up, and then they're denying it, super red flag, because they want you to think you're crazy. They want you to think you misplaced something. They want you to think you're losing your head. You're not losing it. There's some people out here that really just want you to think that you're losing it. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on a swivel. Be observant about these things. Your spidey senses need to be tingling. When you feel these things, it's okay to feel them, but you got to act on them, and you can't let nobody just mentally abuse you. Okay? Emotional neglect and isolation. Abusers tend to place their own emotional needs ahead of yours. Many abusers will try to come between you and people who are supportive of you to make you more dependent on them. Okay? They do this by demanding respect. Okay? So basically they'll try to demand respect from somebody that doesn't see them the same as you see them, and they'll try to demand respect from them, the same respect that you give them, and they'll probably cause an altercation or something with the other person. No perceived slight will go unpunished, and you're expected to defer to them, but it's a one-way street. So people always looking for you to call their phone or do something for them, go run an errand for them, or go put gas in their car. But when it's time for them to do it for you, they're nowhere to be found. Okay, that's a red flag. Shutting down communication. So they try to isolate you by shutting down communication. They'll ignore your attempts at conversation in person by text or by phone, just so you can, you know what I mean? They'll shut you down just so you can want to get back in. They'll try to shut you down just so you can really, in a sense, need them. They want you to need them. Any person that wants you to need them, that's a red flag. Okay, they want to isolate you by dehumanizing you. They'll look away when you're talking, or they'll stare at something else when you speak to them. Anybody that doesn't even give you the benefit of eye contact while you're talking to them, that is definitely a form of mental abuse, most definitely. Anyone keeping you from socializing, whenever you have plans to go out, they come up with a distraction or beg you not to go. Anybody that gets sick anytime you want to do something, yeah, you definitely got to detach. You definitely have to detach, most definitely, PA. If you don't detach, then it's just going to get more and more unhealthy for you. But yeah, anybody that gets sick or anything, anytime you want to do something, or just big catastrophe happens, anytime that something's going on and they need your definite attention right there, that's a big red flag, because how does something always happen when I want to leave or go do something with someone else? How do you always need my direct attention when I'm trying to do something else? Why do you need me here? You know? But that's just because they're trying to isolate you and keep you to themselves, and they're just using, mental abuse to basically keep you there. And they're going to tell you something wrong, like they sick, they need some soup, they need you to rub their stomach. They're going to say anything that you need you to do, anything that they can say to get you to stay in the house, to not do nothing. That's what they're going to do. Anybody that's trying to keep you, come between you and your family. They'll tell you, family members, that you don't want to see them, or make excuses why you can't attend family functions. Anybody that's trying to keep you from your family, definitely a red flag. Anybody that's trying to isolate you and just keep you for themselves, don't want you around real, genuine love. Anybody that doesn't want you around positive vibes, that's a red flag, man. Withholding affection. They won't touch you, not even to hold your hand or pat you on the shoulder. They may refuse sexual relations to punish you or to get you to do something. So anybody that does that, they're definitely trying to mentally abuse you. Anybody that's not trying to give you a hug or something like that because they're upset because you want a hug, but they're refusing that type of affection, red flag right there. I'm be on the lookout for that. Tuning you out. Anybody that tunes you out, they'll wave you off, change the subject, or just plain ignore you when you're talking to them or talking about your relationship with them. Anybody that just tunes you out, goes through one ear and out the other, they act like you're not there, red flag. Calling you needy. Anybody that calls you needy, when you're really down and out and you need to reach them for support, they'll tell you you're too needy or the world can't stop for your little problems. Anybody that tells you you're too needy, when you're in a real 911 situation or really need somebody to talk to, that you feel like you only call them because you see them in that light, but they don't see you in that light, definitely a red flag right there, man. definitely a red flag right there. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Indifference. So what indifference is when they see you hurt or crying and they do nothing. If they see you hurt or crying and they do nothing, they don't try to give you any affection or anything, not try to hug you, don't try to wipe them tears away. They ain't trying to do nothing for you. Red flag. Get out. Most definitely, get out. Okay, disputing your feelings. Whatever you feel, they'll say you're wrong to feel that way. That's not really what you feel at all. So basically, whatever you feel, no matter what it is, they'll say you're wrong for feeling that way, and you don't really feel that way at all. You know what I mean? They'll just dismiss it to the left. They'll tell you how you feeling before you can tell anybody how you feeling. If y'all just now joining in, I really do appreciate y'all. Backs, what's happening? Thank y'all for tapping in. 99Vision is Wellness Wednesday today. I'm just giving y'all this mental abuse work. All right, so codependence, big red flag. A codependent relationship is when everything you do is in reaction to your abuser's behavior. And they need you just as much to boost their own self-esteem. You've forgotten how to be any other way. It's a vicious circle of unhealthy behavior. Okay? So you do not want to be codependent on somebody, just like they want you to be dependent on them because they're dependent on you for being dependent on them, if that makes any sense at all. If that makes any sense at all, they're depending on you to be dependent on them. So try to not be codependent on anyone, okay? You might be codependent. These are red flags that you're codependent on someone. Now, you don't want to be codependent on anyone because you want to be independent in any situation, any relationship. It takes two independent people to make a successful relationship. Just keep that in mind. Are you unhappy in the relationship but fear alternatives? If you're unhappy in a relationship but you fear the alternatives, you could be codependent. If you consistently neglect your own needs for the sake of theirs, you could be codependent. If you ditch friends and sideline your family to please your partner, you could be codependent. If you frequently seek out your partner's approval, you could be codependent. If you critique yourself through your abuser's eyes, ignoring your own instincts, you could be codependent. If you make a lot of sacrifices to please the other person, but it's not reciprocated, you could be codependent. Would you rather live in the current state of chaos than be alone? You could be codependent. You bite your tongue and repress your feelings to keep the peace? You could be codependent. Do you feel responsible and take the blame for something they did? You could be codependent. Do you defend your abuser when others point out what's happening? If so, you could be codependent. You try to rescue them from themselves? Do you try to save them from them? Because at the end of the day, if they don't want to be saved, then they're not going to be saved. You can't save nobody that don't want to save themselves. But if you try to rescue someone from themselves, you could be codependent. Do you feel guilty when you stand up for yourself? Because if you feel guilty when you stand up for yourself, you could be codependent. Do you think you deserve this treatment that you're getting? If you think that you do deserve this horrible treatment that you're getting, you could be codependent. Do you believe that nobody else could ever want to be with you? You could be codependent on this person. Okay. Do you change your behavior in response to guilt? Your abuser says, I can't live without you, so you stay? Does anybody ever tell you that they can't live without you? Things of that nature, anybody can't live without you? And you could be codependent. Okay, and I'm about to wrap it up, you know what I mean? If you are in a code, if this was you, any red flags right here, if you heard you, I'm not going to call y'all out or anything like that. We don't got to say nothing. But if any of these were you, this is what you can do, and we about to wrap it up. If you're being mentally and emotionally abused, trust your instincts. Know that it isn't right and you don't have to live this way. If you fear immediate physical violence, call 911 or your local emergency services. If you aren't in immediate danger and you need to talk to and find some place to go, call the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. That's 1-800-799-7233. Again, that's 1-800-799-7233. This is a 24/7 hotline, and we put you in touch with service providers and shelters across the whole United States. Otherwise, your choices come down to specifics of your situation. Here's what you can do. You can accept that the abuse isn't your responsibility. You feel me? Don't try to reason with your abuser. You may want help. Hold on. My fault, yo. Okay. All right, yeah, my fault. Ain't my fault, yo. Oh, it didn't turn. Oh, man. I'm losing. Losing. All right, forget it. Okay. My bad. So I had to put it in my hands because somebody was calling me. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to finish it up, you know. Yeah, don't try to reason with your abuser. You may want to help, but it's unlikely they'll break this pattern or behavior without professional counseling. So get professional counseling. Disengage and set personal boundaries. If you are in this codependent relationship and all this stuff, you got to set boundaries. You got to, like my dog PA said, you got to detach. Get out of that. Exit the relationship or circumstance. Just get out of them circumstances. You don't deserve that. Nobody does. And give yourself time to heal. Don't just get out of one relationship and jump into the next relationship, because it's only going to make for even worse situations, or is never going to heal from your old situation. So how can you be happy in a new situation, you know, because you never healed from your last one. So again, this is your host Blue Strip Wit. This is 99Vision. This is another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I really do appreciate y'all tapping in. Follow the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate y'all. Until next time, I'm out. Freestyle Friday in 2 days.